Good morning, evening, afternoon. Dylan here from Indieverse. Hope you're all having a lovely day. And we have a very squishy three-person run today. We have the lovely Fran and Alejandro from Pariah Games. They make, well, Pariah or Pariah? I tried to look at it. I'm like, is it Pariah? But it's a name for something, so it could be completely wrong. How are we going today?
Yeah, I'll let Fran answer
Well,
that.
uh, so I know in English for I mean the correct pronunciation should be pariah, but like I we don't like the sound of the word, and you're right, that's a name, and also it's more similar in Spanish, just saying paria.
Pariah.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's paria exactly.
Pariah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's we've just finished talking about this. It's an interesting mix of like a classic like trading card game with a lot of like in-depth mechanics, a lot of keywords, a lot of fun combinations that come across with the races that you have. Also across with the war game because you're rolling dice, you're trying to manage like which units you're sending into battle each turn. It's a really interesting system. Like I'm really loving these little skirmish games that are a single box experience where you're not painting a whole bunch of minis because yeah, terrible at doing that. So how do you guys get the idea for something like this?
Well, we both loved card games and war games, and we thought that like we could bring the two words, we could merge them into Barrier. And the little anecdote I have is that I thought I was gluten intolerant, and I was avoiding gluten for a long time. And one day my wife came and said, "Hey, we don't have free gluten pasta, so you will have to eat normal pasta." And after eating this normal pasta, I had the breakthrough, and then I was like, maybe we can adapt a war game, but just with cards for for all these people that they don't want to build their minis, they don't have the time and the space to have them, to paint them, and they don't want to set up or to invest 4 hours of their time to just play one war game. So we thought that it was perfect. Not this format was perfect to be adapted into a card format, and yeah, you just mentioned that it's a one box experience. So in a sense, this is not a trading card game. There are no boosters at all. So we have four different factions, two different boxes, and each box contains two different decks for two factions, and that's the whole experience. The dice are there, the cards are there, and the rule book and everything. It's in the box. So we wanted to make it affordable, and we want to have the full experience just in a box, and to recreate a war game, but also with some card game mechanics within, um, with the Pariah game. I don't know if Menezo, you want to add something.
Yeah, basically what you said. I think our inspiration for creating this game was, first of all, a creative need to do something related to board games. We've been friends for like 13 years now, and
Long time,
we
yeah.
know each other so well. Yeah, and we always knew that both of us had this creative urge in us, uh, but it like kind of coalesced when Fran came to me and said, "You know what? Let's make a board game." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I guess it's also a reflection of where we are in life. Like we've played a lot of games of all kinds, and our current time constraints, money, everything is so expensive nowadays. Also shaped us when we decided, okay, let's make something affordable, both in time, money, where that you can just take, open and play. Like the box, even the box, you can use the box to roll the dice. So even if you go, I don't know, have a picnic or something, you can just take the game and use the box to roll the dice,
Yep.
the die.
Amazing. Picnic war games. I'm not sure if there's like the vibe of both of those things go well together, but look, I take it. I take it.
Yeah.
So how long has this game been in development? Like it looks like it's been especially when you're dealing with multiple races, balancing across two systems, like surely it's a couple of years in the making.
Well, yeah, I mean, not that much. So we've been working for, I would say, a year or so, maybe a bit less, from August last year. I believe the idea began on around August last year. But we are not just the two of us. We have a small team that is involved, really involved, I would say, in the project. And
Mhm.
we have three different testers and also an artist that is creating, these astonishing illustrations for Pariah. And because we are, a small team, not just the two of us, and we are passionate about this project, we could bring it to life in almost a year, a bit less. So yeah, not that much time involved in Pariah in terms, well, in terms of when we begin creating this war. But yeah, a lot of hours, we put a lot of hours into this project, that's for sure.
A lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's really good, especially for, and it's something that I said before, like the uniqueness of each of the factions, the races that you bring together. Like I can see the inspiration from like classic trading card games with like how the keywords mechanics work, even the theming of some of the factions there. So
Mm.
if you guys had to pick a favorite faction, which would it be and why?
Well, I
Do you want to
think
go
the
first?
we know, yeah, we have the answer. So for me, for sure, it's the elementals.
Yeah.
Like, I love them. I love them. I love the concept. Just so your audience can know a little bit more about the lore and about the history of Paria. So in the beginning, there was only void, and the elements were formless, like they were in this soup, no, of nothingness, where elements couldn't interact between each other to create nothing. And Paria appear like a, let's say, god of the order. And well, this entity created the world, and everything is made of elements. This is like a classic philosophical idea, no, where
Yep.
you have the earth, the fire, the wind, the water. And well, in the world of Paria, something happens, and the elementals uh, are, let's say, awakened, and
Unchained, yeah.
yeah, yeah, unchained, and they begin messing up everything. Like, they want to unmake the world. They want to, let's say, come back to this state of nothingness where only void and elements without any interaction are. So it's like kind of a metaphor of the universe.
Mm.
Like, well, when before creating the universe, like, if there is even a before, but like what we could imagine, no, a nothingness without interactions, without matter, without energy as we know in the universe, or the fate of the universe, no, like, um, we most likely are going to be in a universe without any kinds of interactions, where, this is like of something, physics concepts that we are mixing with the lore, but we have both scientific background as well. So we there
Makes
is
sense. Makes
a
sense.
lot of, yeah, there is a lot of scientific, let's say, ideas in the world of Faria. But yeah, why the elements are so nice to me is that because they represent this entropy. They represent this inevitability, of returning back to the void. And also, I love the design. Like, they have um this form that is not clearly defined, because they are like an ether of energy. And I just love them. And also the mechanics, because we have four different elements and also a fifth element, which is a void. Each element has their unique interactions. For example, the wind elements, they have a lot of priority, meaning that they can attack before anyone else. They have spread damage abilities, so they can attack uh, 2 units or more at once. like because it's like a tornado and a hurricane. No, that's
Yeah, love it.
it's attacking 2 units at once. Then you have like the earth elemental, where you have these earthquakes that could also affect adjacent units and spread the damage between only adjacent units. And also they have a lot of armor. The fire elementals, they have a lot of armor penetration, meaning that their attacks are, if they hit, they are really difficult to block because they have a lot of armor penetration. And the water elements, they have a lot of HP, and they have mechanics to return to the battlefield even if they are killed.
Okay. Okay.
And the void elementals, they are really difficult to, let's say this, they are really difficult and complex to play correctly.
Okay.
And these are more aimed to experienced players, and because they have a lot of, well, they have a lot of damage, a lot of AP, armor penetration, but they are really squishy.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they don't have a good priority. So there are certain strategies that you can put together with other elements to kind of protect or even revive these void elementals, but it's kind of tricky. So if it's your first game, I wouldn't advise anyone to play this these void elementals. But that's my favorite faction for sure. They have a lot of flavor, different strategies. Yeah.
It's such in depth, and I really like that you like. It's not even just like, oh, it's one little piece. Like you try to, and I could see that from like just the way you describe the elements, and like you're trying to take like a key representation of that, and like give it to each of those like 4 or 5 different elements sets in those 30 cards. Like, wow, that's great answer. Great answer. All right, you gotta top that, Alejandro. How? What's your favorite?
I don't know if I can top that. I may give a shorter answer. My favorite factions, I think, is the humans.
Okay.
Although as the game has progressed and the project has progressed, I've had these experiences of like, oh no, this is my favorite faction. Oh no, this is my favorite faction.
Yeah. Okay.
But humans represent a concept I really like, which is the triumph against all odds, the little guy versus not even the big guy, but the thing you can't even describe. Like in this case, the elements, right? So as Fran said, the world is unbinding, and you're just fighting the world itself. And can you even stab the ground and make it bleed? You can't. So that concept really speaks to me. That concept of, I think we have a sentence in one of our lore bits. I don't know now if it's in our website, but it says something of they fight with the waning, with the fading light of a waning order. That's the sentence, and it's this concept that I really like. You know your world is dying. You know you really cannot do much against it, but you really just want to fight for your people, for your race, and that's the main concept that really attracts me. And humans in this sense really work like that. They buff each other. They have mechanics that even when one hero is slain, it buffs the units your units for the rest of the game in like a legacy sort of way, let's say.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so these mechanics are what really speaks to me. You know, having something small and making it work through other units, equipments like relics, the sacrifice of other units that maybe step in the way and have to take the hit first and let you live another round. You know, these kinds of mechanics are what really speaks to me.
Okay, I love
For
it.
humans.
Yeah. Basically, you're going through, you're picking out your army, you're placing out your units, going through the combat round. What I really enjoyed was what happens after. So you guys have like traded back and forth. Some units are dead, some have stayed on the battlefield, and then what you do is when you're losing units, so your opponent's taking you out, you're the one who's gaining resources to sort of help propel you back in.
Exactly.
How hard was that piece to balance? Because as someone who's like in war games, like getting the snowball and just like rolling through somebody can be a real problem, especially when you have like people who aren't on equal playing field. They haven't played for as long. So I really find that piece, like that thing, to sort of be the level of the playing field. So experienced players and new players can sort of get a little bit of help to, you know, breach that difference. So how did you guys get to that, and was it hard to balance?
Yeah, I mean, good observation. Normally, it's the contrary, for other war games, and because of that, the snowball is really a problem in other games.
Yeah.
For example, it's normal for having a war game, a Warhammer game, and you know that you're gonna lose in the second round because you miss some charges, some combats, and everything is determined. And why bother playing 2 more hours if you already know that you're gonna lose? So for us at the beginning, when we were designing the game, the gaining of resources, the elemental energy points, so was the contrary. The player that killed a unit was gaining the points, and we quickly realized that was, that wasn't a spiral. No, that went out of control really quickly
Yeah,
because
like two
by
games.
by killing more, you're gaining more resources, and you cannot come back from there. And that was like, that's a problem, but it has really an easy solution. Let's change the way the points are won,
Mm.
and let's make these points no to be so the player that is losing the units is the player that is gaining the points, so they can try of come back to the game. And we design these relic cards, which are the cards that could be played with these points that you gain. And
Mm.
we design also these evolutions to have in mind that these are going to be comeback combat mechanics. But also, if the player has points and is winning, uh, to have other relics and maybe other less powerful evolutions that this player could play, even though it's winning. So it's not a win more thing. It's something like to establish, okay, I'm winning, so let's establish this advantage. But
Yeah.
it's not. It does not spiral out of control. So yeah, I mean, sometimes, hard problems like this one, the snowball, have easy solutions. And in
Mm.
our case, was like to change the way the points are distributed and are gained.
A lot of games in the war game setting, like you can really see that be a problem. Like, especially with, I mean, trading card games sort of suffer from the same thing, and you would have no doubt seen that through like times maybe playing like
Mm,
Magic the Gathering, if that's something you guys have played. Like, it's just
yeah.
so easy for either knowledge or just the luck of drawing cards, rolling dice, sort of just make that almost an impossible sort of stance to get. And what I really like about it is like you're not only drafting cards, but it's not just like what's on the card, it's how many dice, and then you're still putting chance on randomness that comes into this. So the flexibility of like having no two games being the same is it's almost guaranteed. Like I can't imagine that you guys have ever seen like the exact same scenario happen like in two games ever.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. It's completely
Not
different.
really,
And
no.
yeah. So you have the variability of the army you could build at the beginning. Then the way you deploy the units is will also change the outcome of the game, because you have auras that bring buffs to nearby units, adjacent units. So it's not the same having one adjacent unit than other. And the way you deploy your position, your cards in the table matters. And also that brings more variability to the equation. And then, like, you have a lot of dice rolling, right? And but I would say that it's not that random. Like, statistically, um, I don't want to say like Pariah is a random game, because you have each unit as their attributes, no, and it's also important for the player to distribute the attacks correctly and know what unit you should attack in each situation. Of course, you can fail a dice roll, and that's of course part of the variability, but it's statistics. So there is always like a statistical correct or more probable decision you could make to win the game, let's say. So that's strategy for us. And it's not just rolling dice without thinking about it.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
like units have their own abilities. And instead of attacking, sometimes units can activate an active ability and do an effect, which is which can be a deterministic effect, like sacrifice one nearby creature and unit and gain more, let's say, damage or armor or whatever. So that's also part of the strategy, whether to activate these active abilities, wait without activating, attack or not attack. So there's a lot of strategy, and there are a lot of variability. And there are a lot of variables that will determine the outcome of the game. And between rounds of attack, there is this shop phase where you have these relics that you have to draw from a relic deck. This relic deck has 10 cards, so you draw 3 cards. That's also part of the variability. The order of these relics, it's random.
Yep.
And you will choose one relic from there, and you can invest these points you won, or by losing creatures, or by other effects, because there are other effects that could generate this resource. And you know, selecting which relic you take is also part of the strategy when you want to play it, because you can keep this card on the hand and you can wait until other rounds to play it. So that's also part of the strategy. Or maybe you prefer to use these points to evolve cards, because unit cards can, some of them can evolve into more powerful units, and you have to use this elemental energy to evolve these units. So perhaps you want to play a relic or not. You prefer to to evolve a unit card, or maybe you want to just save these elemental energy points, because you can save them between rounds. They don't expire. So there are a lot of decision making in the game. Timing is really important when you evolve a unit, when you play a relic. The deployment phase is also really important. Selecting your units, what unit you want to be adjacent to another because of that effect, and also, of course, creating your army. That's also critical, because each army, each faction has their strategies, different strategies into a same faction. So probably you are playing the undead, and you have plenty of cards that have the keyword undead, which are cards that can be revived by necromancers. So like, okay, I draw a lot of these cards, so I need to pick these necromancers to build an army focused on necromancers and undead cards. But also the undead faction has other synergies, other cards that do not rely on the undead keyword, undead ability. So like, creating this first army is also crucial, and also part of the game on this strategy.
Amazing. I'm excited to give it a go. Is it something that you guys have done like extensive testing with like virtual stuff, like using like Tabletop Simulator or anything like that, or has it all been in-person testing and refinement?
Maybe Mirko can answer that.
Yeah. So it's been basically in-person testing. And also, when I mean in person, I mean also just by myself testing, playing against myself.
Yep.
I made like a huge spreadsheet with every single thing I wanted to test. Like, for example, I wanted to test if cards were good when you played it in duplicates, because every unit card comes in pairs in the deck. So I wanted to test that. I wanted to test how the win rate of a specific unit each time it's played. So In 30 human games, I've played this card like 3 times, and each time I've won. So maybe this is something to consider.
Okay.
The matchup win rate, also any commentary we would have, we would leave it there. And I think we tested like a couple hundred games.
Wow.
And after each change, because I'm really like this, I would always be like, let's make changes at the same time, because each time we make a change, I have to start over. I cannot use the previous result. I have to start over and start calculating the win rate again. And you need like not a small, like a big number of games before you can say this is something I can reliably use.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
So we
rely.
Yeah, we rely a lot on Excel for that, and also have these spreadsheets. Yeah, with win rates, and also like the kind of the feeling. Because I believe it's also important, like not only to balance, but also you know, to that the cards feel right and the game feels fun. And that's also that was also a really important thing. And sometimes we change things not because they were not balanced, but because we want them to be more interactive and more fun. That was like a really important thing for me. It's not and I want to emphasize this, is not only rolling dice. I wanted interaction in the game, decision making. So each car, if you check each car, and you realize that each one has their own flavor, their own ability, their own uniqueness. And it's like sometimes you have to decide whether to activate an ability, to protect a unit, to sacrifice a unit. Like there are decisions all of the time. And so it's not only rolling dice. And that was also an important part of the testing, to test the feeling of the card.
Yeah, not only for the decision making, as Fran said, the fun aspect. We started with some vanilla cards that had no text on them, like the regular human, and even that we changed because we wanted to have the option of picking a card, and the card will do something on its own. And also that gave us the opportunity to use the basic cards to represent the flavor of the faction. So, for example, not to go on a bit of a tangent, but the regular human used to do nothing, and now we changed it so that it gets double the bonuses from adjacent auras.
Oh, okay.
Which is a big thing for humans, right?
Yeah.
So you have like and now you have a mini human that is a toolkit that you can give it a lot of priority or a lot of attacks, or you can make it your own.
Love that.
Those small changes came in different stages of balancing, I would say, and it was like how would you say it? It was something that came up. We almost stumbled into it. It happened organically.
I can really tell that, like, the way you spoke about the humans before, where they were talking about, like, it makes me think of like a classic infantry structure or like a military structure. So your higher ups are like giving their specialization to the basic troops beneath, like, and that's sort of something that you see in like these command structures, like whatever that person at the top is sort of like emphasizes and like brings to the table, it reflects in the people that they come along. And then you're talking about the elementals as well, how they embody like mechanically what the element they represent is. Like, that's awesome, that's great. And that feel has got to be, like you say, maybe you stumbled into a couple of them. Maybe it's just like genius creation or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. It must be a really tough challenge to sort of get that theming flavor. Like, that's why I was so surprised it's less than a year, because you've got, from what I've seen on the cards and like even watching the demos and that you guys have put out there, like it looks and feels just so great. But I have to ask, mainly because for me, having played like a lot of Magic the Gathering in my previous time, I played a bit of 40k as well and other tabletop war games. What could you give us a sneak peek, maybe behind the scenes? What are you thinking for the next factions? Because no doubt that's probably going to be the big thing that you guys are doing. Like, it's going to be new stuff. What are we looking at? Something very different, or
no, I mean, they're going to be like I want them to be like the most interactive, most fun factions, and we want to like to to go further, and with all the lessons learned to create more fun and like better decks altogether. And we that's like our aim. And I can tell you two factions we are working on right now, which are the constructs and the primordials.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, and the constructs, what can I tell you? Well, what I can tell you lore wise is that they are ruins that are spread through this world of Pariah, and with this elemental energy that it's unchanged, they canalized it somehow, and they are like golems of energy made
Okay.
with this elemental energy and ruins. And this was like a backup of Paria that put together when creating the world, in case something happened, in case these elementals appear, to try to contain them. And like they are automatas that they just want to kill these elementals and to change them and to stop this madness, let's say.
Okay.
um
Wow.
yeah, mechanically they are going to be really fun. We are working on like
Yeah.
like constructs that have that are like nucleus that have very powerful eras. Others like are like killing machines that have less priority. Others that could perhaps convert into relics themselves, because
Ooh.
they are in the end these ruins and pieces of of ruins. And we want them also to
Okay.
not use a lot of this elemental energy, because they hate this elemental energy. So
Yep.
perhaps these units could evolve instead of by using elemental energy uh, by other methods. So
Okay.
like a trigger, when some conditions are met, this unit can evolve automatically.
Right.
Others
Okay.
that could others that could react, like instead of attacking, they can be put in a in a um, defense formation or something, and reactively attack with more number of attacks, with powerful
Okay.
attacks, with more damage, like automatas. The idea is they have to be like automatas, and they hate these elementals, and they want to stop this madness and to bind again these elementals to the matter, to the world.
Okay. Okay.
and
Crazy.
and then yeah, then we have the primordials, and I can tell you these are the bad guys of Faria.
Okay.
So the elementals are not the bad guys themselves. They are just they want to return to the natural state for them, which is like this void without any kind of interaction. So the real bad guys are the primordials, and these are this is the first race that was created by Paria. They are the first race that walked the world of Paria, and they are like mighty superior race that can manipulate this elemental energy to their own. And yeah, they are going to be epic, and I can tell you this will be the most difficult faction to play with.
Wow.
I want them to have a lot of decisions, each card to consume elemental energy to do other things, not only play relic cards, not only evolve cards, but also casting spells in the middle of the battle. um you know um Stealing energy from the enemy.
Ooh.
Yeah, lots of mechanics, even harvesting, farming energy, units that could create energy only by staying on the battlefield, that do nothing but they generate energy. So you will have also this like energy, like the resource management, let's say, aspect in the game, in this faction.
Cool.
So I can tell you these two factions are very ambitious, and we want to bring Paria to the next level. And most importantly, these factions, you can buy the expansion and play these factions as standalone decks, but you will be able to use these cards, the construct cards, and put them into the humans, put them into the undead cards, and build your own army together,
Ooh.
like making a soup. And the same for the primordials. Primordials will be able to be played with these beastmen and elementals. So
Ooh.
we will bring an additional element here of deck building, but without, and I want to emphasize this, without, as you can see, without any boosters. Like, you are, in the end, you are buying a new deck which you can play alone. But if you have these other decks, you can merge them together and create your own creation, your own deck for your own strategy.
That's wow. Wow. I'm excited. Holy, just that was actually going to be like literally my next question is like, can I, if I buy both of the editions that you currently have out, can I like cross them over or like have like the humans versus the beastmen and then the elementals fighting the undead? Is that the possibility? But yeah, if you guys are looking to like make that crossover, wow, that's amazing. I'm cool.
And also, we are working on the solo mode.
Ooh. Everyone loves
yeah, that's
solo.
something we have to
develop
we
it.
We want to.
Yes, that's also on the works.
Fantastic. So we've already sort of covered the plan over. Like, you guys are going to be making more stuff, especially with this new ambitious like ways in which you're going to work with the mechanics you've built up. And I think that's exactly what people are going to sort of want to go with when you're expanding on the game. They're not going to want just like, oh, we use the same mechanics in the same way. Be able to manipulate them or use them in their own way, customize their own decks. Like, that's the beauty of not only trading card games but amazing war games as well. Excited, so excited. Like, that's always the thing that gets me is like, you have something really solid as a base, but then what do you do to manipulate? What levers can you pull? And the fact you have so many, and you're already sort of on board with like how the factions sort of embody what they're doing. Yeah, that's something really special. Like, that's really,
thank you,
really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think the thing that gets me is like, and it's honestly like my favorite part about doing and meeting a whole bunch of new creators is I don't just be like, oh, this is a cool game. I'm like, the best thing about tabletop games is bringing it to your friends. Like, you guys have been friends for a long time, and like, no doubt you couldn't think of anyone else you'd rather do this thing with, because they're not just, there's something just not quite the same with other people. And like, when I saw this game, I could think of like a bunch of people I used to play war games with, people I still occasionally jump on and play trading card games with. Like, you guys will love this because it's got all the right stuff from one thing or another, and it just, yeah, this has got me excited. I'm so excited for it. So yeah,
you need to have it.
Yeah, I think I do. I think I need to go grab a copy right after this interview. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll get this. Make sure it's up. And I remember that it was live. I've been trying to organize for a couple of events, but I think I'm going to go order a set when I jump off here now. So, well, I'm not going to say sorry. I'm just wanting you guys to get a great game. Like, it's a win-win for everybody.
So just to let you know, we are shipping from Spain, and to Australia could be a little bit expensive. But if you know someone that could be also interested in the game, probably it makes sense to order together and share these shipping fees.
It's a thing that we just kind of understand here in Australia, with being so far from everyone else. Like, it's something that for like Kickstarter games, crowdfunding games, that I've been doing for like 10-15 years. I'll message the people, I'm like, would you be interested in this? We should get one together. Like, we'll do one big order and get it shipped together. Yeah, it just saves so much for us. So yeah, definitely something I highly encourage. So if anyone in Australia, just, yeah, everyone get in as quickly as they can. If they're done on the crowdfunding, it means they can allocate and know how much they're going to ship, how much it's going to cost in shipping, and hopefully get them all across in one big go. Because yeah, definitely expensive. Yeah,
like a big cargo ship full of
yeah, that's it. One that just these guys, just for Pariah Games. That's it. That's all we want. All right. So thank you so much for joining again. This has been awesome. I'm so excited to just see how well this goes. Like, it's already been a huge success from what I've seen so far. And it's 27 days to go, which is awesome. So where can people go to, one, find you guys, find out how the game's going, and then obviously keep up with the progress for the crowdfunding?
Yeah, so our campaign is run in Gamefound, so they can go to Gamefound and just quickly search Pariah Card Game
Yep.
or Pariah Card Game. So you can find it. Okay.
Yep.
And we, as you said, 27 days left. So you have plenty of time. And we are shipping to Australia. Just make sure if you can find playmate to share the shipping cost, that would be great for you. And yeah, you have plenty of time to look for it, and we have plenty of different versions. So we have a premium edition which includes the two boxes. So as I quickly mentioned in the beginning, Pariah is distributed in a box where you have two battle decks ready to play with everything, and the dice and rulebook and everything. And we have two versions: humans versus elementals, and undead versus beastmen. We haven't talked about beastmen, but I can tell you that they are also really, really fun, and they have really, really good art. I love especially the art in the beastmen faction.
The art is amazing.
Yeah.
So this premium version includes also this Pariah art book, which is a PDF, and we are putting a lot of effort in this art book. As I mentioned, we don't use artificial intelligence at all in any of our illustrations. We have an illustrator working on Pariah, and we also will have all the lore and all the story behind Pariah in this book. So I really, if you like the looks, I could not recommend more this art book. And also this version will include 32 foil evolution cards. As I mentioned, we have these evolution cards, and all of them will be foil with this special treatment, shiny cards if you like them. This version will include all of them. And finally, deluxe token cards for tracking everything. There are certain effects that could happen in the battle, like emblem that has a permanent effect, or something like what Menetho said. There is a card in the humans. When this card dies, there is this legacy ability that makes your units stronger with one attack more for the whole battle. And of course, you could track that, keep track of that with a dice or something. But instead, with this deluxe token cards, you can keep track of everything, and in a really clean, let's say, way. We are using like the concept art from our artist for these tokens. So instead of having this final art, they will have concept art in it. So it's really, really cool. They are really, really cool. This is a deluxe version. But then you have this digital art book if you are only interested in the art of Pariah, and of course this doesn't have shipping cost at all. Then you have these humans versus elemental decks alone if you are only interested in those. The undead versus beastmen also alone. And finally, you have 4 factions battle decks. So it's just the two games, the 4 factions together, without this art book, without the tokens, without these foil cards, just the full experience, but without anything else, like the complete version, but without the other additions. And we unlock some stretch goals at this time. And just so you know, all people that back this project, and they will get a foil card for free. They will be able to select the card.
Ooh,
and
love that.
it will be just added for free, completely free. And also this set of deluxe tokens that I mentioned, this is also included in all versions now, because we unlock the stretch goal. So it's not only for the deluxe version. And the game is funded already, right? So Pariah is a reality. May rest assured that if you back the project, you will get your copy because it's funded. And yeah, that would be everything for the Gamefound. Of course, there is a how to play video you can check. I can recommend. I can't recommend enough this video. It shows you the basic mechanics, also in 3D. It's really, really, really cool. And finally, we are in Instagram, TikTok, but mostly on Instagram. You can find us as Pariah Game. I
Yep.
believe that's our Instagram.
Yep, that's
And
the
we
one.
have plenty of behind the scenes events. We are organizing in Spain, so yeah, not near Australia,
That's okay.
but we are
I can wait.
organizing.
I think maybe.
Yeah, we organizing. We already organize a lot of events, in-person events where people could play it. We have some feedback of the game in the BGG in Board Game Geek. If you are interested, people is enjoying the game a lot.
Yeah.
Although you need to have your account in BGG really verified to have an opinion there. But yeah, we have some reviews there if you want to check. And yeah, that would be everything. I don't know if Veneto can add something regarding on this topic.
No, you said everything. Gamefound is the main avenue we are currently working with, as we have the campaign in progress. So you can check us out there. As Fran said, we have many ways of many pledges, I could say. So if you want to support us, either the digital way or the physical way, if you want the full game, Instagram is our main social platform. And then I would say, I cannot stress this enough, the YouTube video on how to play is amazing. We made it using, I believe, Unreal Engine, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so a lot of work too.
Yeah,
and those would be the main avenues.
Yeah, I also have watched the How to Play because I've been excited for this game since we first started speaking. Yeah, I cannot recommend. It'll definitely be down in the show notes, everyone. Check it out. It is phenomenal. It looks absolutely great. I thought when I watched it, I was like, surely this isn't like something from Tabletop Simulator. Unreal? That's Unreal. Sorry.
It's Unreal, yeah.
Bad joke. Bad joke. We can cut it out. It's fine.
No worry, I love puns. Don't worry.
Oh, well, thank you so much again for joining up. People, check out the game. We'll have all the links down below. Go check it out if you're a trading card game fan, war game fan, skirmish game fan. Just, it looks amazing. The Instagram has so much of the amazing art as well that you would get when you grab the game, the card artwork. Yeah, cannot recommend enough. So, I thank you so much again, Fran, Alejandro, for joining me from Pariah Games. I have been Dylan from Indieverse, the world's only tabletop marketplace for indie design games, and it's been a pleasure to have a chat today. It's been a pleasure, absolute pleasure. So thank you so much again.
Thanks to you, Dylan.
Beautiful, beautiful. And well, that's all we got time for. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.